This new free game is amazing. This one is an absolute classic. This game is back from the dead, this one is now fully released, this game looks incredible, and this one takes a genre to the next level. Have you just downloaded Steam and want the best brand new free-to-play games? Well, you're in the right place. Every month there's tons of new free games, but I've compiled all the ones that are worth playing into one list. This is Undercover Dudes, and these are the top 15 completely new free-to-play games. Let's get straight into it. Starting out with Combat Master, the extremely bare-bones first-person shooter that old-school Call of Duty fans are loving. Now, Combat Master is purely about the twitch gameplay and insane movement. It's a complete departure from the slower pace seen in the newer Call of Duty titles. This, plus the incredibly easy-to-run graphics, is a great combination for low-spec fans, which has resulted in the game getting a very positive rating on Steam. Try Again is a fast-paced 2.5D platformer where you try and break free of being a test character trapped in an unfinished game. The narrative is super unique and story-rich, the platforming gameplay is fast-paced and the voice acting is top-notch, especially with the main character being voiced by Nolan North, the voice actor for Nathan Drake in Uncharted. While the graphics are simplistic, this is bolstered by a creative use of moody lighting and set events, putting the focus on the chaos unraveling around you. Next up today is Veiled Experts, a strategic action third-person shooter developed and published by Nexon that is now available on Steam. If you're a fan of Rogue Company, you'll definitely like this game, as it's very much cut from the same piece of cloth, with a large cast of agents and a round-by-round buying system where you can purchase weapons, tech tree advancements, and tactical items. The difference though comes from the dynamically changing battlefields along with a more refined gunplay, summing up to be a pretty decent experience that very much feels like a third-person Korean shooter game. Next up today is Honkai Star Rail, a new Hoyoverse space fantasy RPG. In Star Rail, you control a team of 4 characters in turn-based combat, with each character having their own unique abilities and skills. This, alongside the fast-paced and strategic combat, is a great combination, but the key draw to this game is the vast and mysterious universe where you can travel to different planets, meet new characters, and uncover hidden secrets. Now yes, it does suffer from gacha mechanics, but if you can get past that and the fact that it's on Epic Games over Steam, and Honkai Star Rail is a great offering for fans of the genre. Next up today with Caliber, the team-based tactical third-person shooter that is now available on Steam. This is a game that has gone from strength to strength, with a reworked monetization system working well and the nostalgic Ghost Recon-like gameplay hitting hard with snappy gunplay and a more tactical edge than its competitors like Rogue Company. One thing that opens the gap between its rivals further is the huge amount of characters to play with, as there are more than 60 operators available. All of this culminates into a fantastic shooter experience, well deserving of the positive rating on Steam. Next up is Omega Strikers, a game that bleeds a line between Rocket League, League of Legends, and strategy games that has now been fully released on Steam. You use attacks and abilities from a variety of different characters known as strikers to beat your opponents, attempting to score as many goals as possible. This is all packaged in a quick match format that makes it perfect for a quick game between study sessions, and it's also really easy to run on basically any computer. Now this game has been in and out of beta for a while, but finally we have its full release that comes with a ton more content. This, in combination with the awesome graphics, gameplay, and art style, makes Omega Strikers a must-play title. A quick mention has to go to Cats Hidden in Paris, a cute hand-drawn hidden object game. This one is simple, find the 100 cats. The art is beautiful, the music is fun, it's very deserving of an overwhelmingly positive rating. Next up we have Eternal Return, the character-based 2.5D perspective battle royale game which mixes elements of MOBA and battle royale games together, and on top of that has an anime-inspired art style. In essence, the game is pretty simple. You choose your character and control them like any MOBA. You got your abilities, items, etc. along with crafting, and you have to go along the map and take out all the enemies. It's a super fun game, but because of the vast amount of characters and the fact that it is a MOBA, there is a rather steep learning curve, but the game is now at a really refined point due to its 1.0 launch, and now is probably a good time to get into it. Next is a free-to-play FPS from Fresh and Laserbeam called World Boss, a game that now has been fully released on Steam with its 1.0 update. In this game you take on 15 other players in fast-paced arena combat, very much inspired by Fortnite. It's easy to pick up and play with its simple shooter gameplay, but there are upgradable weapons and perks for a bit of extra depth. When it first came out, this game was honestly pretty bad, but PlaySide has refined the title into a game worthy of a chance. Next up today we have Pixel Starships, a spaceship management game in an 8-bit massive online universe that was originally announced over 8 years ago. In Pixel Starships, you command every aspect of your ship, from construction to battles in a single persistent world. The game gives off old school nostalgia with the graphics, but bolsters this with great gameplay that is very much founded in 2023. This, on top of the super low minimum requirements, is a great combination for this free-to-play game. A big change of pace in this list comes from Pact of Joy Prologue, a horror walking sim that will very much be up the alley for Soma fans. Gameplay wise, it's pretty in line with the genre, a few puzzles, a lot of exploration and the such, but where this game really brings it is with the atmosphere, as the visuals and eerie sound are top notch. Now given this is a prologue, the experience is on the shorter side, but it's still worth a try for horror fans. Next today we have Quasimorph End of Dream, the first chapter of the top-down pixel-styled extraction turn-based RPG called Quasimorph. Becoming the boss of your own private military company, you carry out orders and earn a reputation. And with this, the game itself is pretty awesome. It's a mix of resource and inventory management with a lot of explosive gameplay. Be warned though that this game is pretty brutal. It scratches that roguelike itch, but the enemies become progressively more difficult, so you gotta be on your toes. Now naturally, given the 2D pixel art style, this game is a dream to run, only requiring an i3 processor and the GeForce GTX 760, perfect for low spec fans. Next we have Team Fortress 2, the classic multiplayer FPS that has now hit a brand new concurrent player record thanks to the launch of a new major content update. 16 years after release and years since a true content update, TF2 was graced with new taunts, effects and cases, but most importantly, 14 new community maps. This resulted in a huge player base spike, hitting 253,000 players concurrently, and while things have died off a little bit, TF2 is still hitting 100,000 players daily. On top of this, a few weeks ago, a new update dropped allowing up to 100 people to join a single match. It's a lot of new stuff, a lot of craziness, but overall super good for this classic game. An honourable mention for today is Overwatch 2, which released on Steam on August the 11th and has quickly become the most negatively reviewed game on Steam in history. Over 150,000 reviews with an overwhelmingly negative rating is honestly impressive, and to be honest, it kinda deserves it. Overwatch 2 in my opinion isn't that bad of a game, but Blizzard's treatment of this franchise is a reflection of the greatest shift in the industry that we've seen previously with Battlefield and Battlefield 2042. Next we have Farlight 84, the latest battle royale to take over Steam. Originally a mobile game, Farlight 84 has garnered a very positive rating on Steam with its easy to learn gameplay, splicing together Fortnite and Apex Legends into an interesting combo that gamers are loving.